Have you ever looked at someone and thought you knew them completely, only to find out, you didn't even know half of it? That was how it was with Mathew, the man everyone in Umuakala called the peaceful one. Mathew was the kind of man every mother wished her son would be like. Soft-spoken. Respectful. Always neat. Always smiling. When elders passed, he greeted with both hands down and a gentle bow. If there was a village meeting, Mathew was there early, sweeping the chairs, arranging mats. He never talked much, but when he did, people listened. He worked as a carpenter, though he wasn't the best. Still, his customers trusted him because he never argued, never delayed jobs. He would fix your stool and even help you carry it home. The women especially liked him, not because he flirted, but because he was helpful. You'd see him helping Mama Nkechi carry her firewood, or pushing Mama Ada's wheelbarrow after market. To everyone, Mathew was just a good man. But good men, as the elders say, can sometimes carry heavy secrets behind gentle faces. It all began one Sunday morning. The church bell had just rung when Mama Chinya ran across the village shouting, "My wrapper! My wrapper has disappeared." At first, people laughed. Mama Chinya, maybe the wind carried it away. But she shook her head. It was inside my room. Inside. Before the week ended, 2 more women complained. One lost hers while drying clothes, another, from her traveling bag. The matter became talk for the evening fires. Who was taking wrappers? What would anyone want to do with women's wrappers? Then the rumors started. Some said a mad spirit was walking at night. Others whispered that maybe a jealous wife was using wrappers for charms. But none of them suspected Mathew. Not one person. Because in Umuakala, Mathew was the last person anyone would suspect of anything strange. Then came Ifeoma. She was the youngest daughter of Mama Awil. A curious, sharp-tongued, fearless girl who loved to question everything. She noticed something most people missed. Every time a wrapper disappeared, Mathew had been seen in that compound that same day, fixing something, delivering something, or helping someone. Coincidence? Maybe. But Ifeoma's mind refused to rest. She began to watch him closely. Whenever he passed, she'd pretend to sweep, but her eyes followed him. He always carried a small leather bag, never open, always by his side. Sometimes she'd see him stop and sniff the air when wrappers were drying, as if he could smell something sweet others couldn't. The more she watched, the more her suspicion grew. One evening, while the village prepared for a moonlight dance, she saw Mathew walking behind the compound of Mama Nkechi. He looked around carefully, picked something from a line, and slipped it into his bag. By the time Ifeoma ran to check, Mama Nkechi's new wrapper was gone. That was the proof she needed. But Ifeoma was clever. She didn't shout or tell anyone immediately. She decided to catch him properly. The next morning, she spoke to her mother. "Mama," she said, "I think I know who's been taking the wrappers." Her mother laughed. "You? What do you know? Don't let gossip carry your mouth away." But Ifeoma's eyes were firm. "Let me try something," she said. She took her mother's most beautiful wrapper, blue with yellow patterns, and hung it outside. Then she hid behind the mango tree near the fence. The sun climbed high, the streets emptied, only chickens and distant voices filled the air. Mathew came walking by, whistling quietly, his bag slung on his shoulder. He greeted an old woman nearby, then stopped near the wrapper. He looked left, looked right, then carefully rolled it, folded it small, and slipped it inside his bag. Just like that. Ifeoma almost shouted but held herself back. Her heart pounded. She wanted to see where he was taking them. She waited until he was far, then followed him quietly through the bush path that led to the edge of the village. He stopped near an old abandoned hut, one people said was haunted. He looked around, then unlocked the small wooden door and went inside. Ifeoma waited behind a tree, her body shaking. When he came out after a few minutes, his bag was empty. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her mother scolded her for pacing. "Ifeoma, stop moving up and down. What did you see?" "Mama," she whispered, "it's Mathew." By morning, the news spread faster than harmattan fire. People gathered in front of Mathew's house. He stood outside confused, scratching his head. "What's going on?" he asked. Mom and Ketchy shouted, "Where are our rappers, Mathew?" He blinked. "Rappers? What rappers?" Ifeoma stepped forward, bold as ever. "I saw you. Yesterday. With my mother's rapper." The crowd murmured. Mathew shook his head. "You're mistaken. I've done nothing." The elders arrived and ordered his door opened. Inside, what they saw made everyone step back. Rappers. Dozens of them. Hanging on walls, folded neatly on mats, some still smelling of soap. It looked like a shrine of colors. Mama Chinyere shouted, "My red one. That's mine." Others began pointing, claiming theirs. Mathew dropped to his knees. "I didn't steal them for evil," he said. "I just like them. They make me feel calm." The elders exchanged looks. Some thought he was possessed, others said he was sick. One old man said, "When a man begins to love what belongs to women, something in his head is not straight." The punishment was simple but harsh. Mathew was made to return every rapper. Then he was asked to sweep the market square for 7 days, from dawn to sunset. As he swept, people came to stare. Some mocked him, others felt pity. He said nothing, just kept sweeping, his face tight, his eyes dull. But after the 7 days, Mathew didn't stay. He packed a few clothes and disappeared. No one saw him again. Some said he went mad in another town. Others said he joined a church far away. No one really knew. Years later, the story of Mathew became a lesson told to children around fires. Don't judge by smiles alone. Even the quiet ones can hide strange storms. Ifeoma grew up, married, and had children. But whenever her daughters washed clothes, she would say, "Never leave your wrapper outside overnight. You never know who's watching." Sometimes, on quiet nights, when the wind carried the faint scent of laundry soap, she would remember Mathew's face, polite, calm, and distant, and wonder what kind of emptiness made a man fall in love with things that were never his. Because sometimes, people don't steal with their hands, they steal with their hearts. And so, my friend, if you've listened this far, remember this: trust is a fragile thing. Not everyone who smiles at you wishes you peace. Some only hide behind kindness. If this story touched you, or made you think, click that subscribe button right now. Join this growing family of storytellers who believe that African tales still carry the strongest lessons. Give this video a like, share it with your friends, and tell us in the comments. What lesson do you take from Mathew the Woman Rapper? New stories drop every week, from the deep heart of Africa, told with truth, culture, and life. Until next time, keep your rappers safe, and your eyes open.